Well, hello again. It's Melanie, and I hope you've enjoyed your first lesson. I wanted to get you started using Dropsmith and exploring Petra's lesson further. Today, she talked about essential oils and where they're found in plants, and I just want to show you how you can use that information, for example, to look further into essential oils by using Dropsmith, and how that information might give you new insights. So I hope you all got your free trial by now, and let's start by exploring catalog. The catalog is going to be your good friend for the next few days. It is where all our essential oils in the database are available. So you can look for essential oils. You can look at the blends that are shared in the database. Obviously, you can also make blends and share them yourself. These are the ones Maria prepared for you. You can also choose to look at oils and blends, but for now, let's look at oils. It is pretty straightforward. You can use the search here and type in the name of the oil and search for it that way. You can type in common name or Latin name. We have synonyms. So for example, if you call it German chamomile or blue chamomile, it will show you the chamomile anyway. You can also look by more items on your page or new arrivals of alphabetically, whichever works for you. But today I wanted you to start exploring what Petra talked about. So here in the filter, we have a lot of options how you can filter oils and blends. So what she talked about is plant parts. So here you go. You can filter essential oils by looking at the plant parts which was extracted or distilled. So for example, we can click on, let's say leaves. And if I apply filter, it will show me all the essential oils in our database that are extracted or distilled from leaves. So these are the ones we have, and as you can see, only by looking at the colors, because you don't know what their components are yet, they're quite colorful and different, because it's not the same if we are distilling sage, which is from a leaf of sage, or for example a eucalyptus. This is a tree and this is a shrub, so it's quite different. Also, that is shown in their chemistry, of course. And geranium, it's also distilled from a leaf. Maybe you didn't note that before. So that reflects on their chemistry. It's quite different because their plants are also quite different as well. But let's look at needles, for example. If we look at needles, those tend to be quite similar, and they have a lot of monoterpenes, which we will talk about very soon with Katya. So that might be something interesting for you to see visually, that their chemistry is quite similar depending on which part is distilled. So let's look further. How do, for example, flowers look like? So let's look at that. Again, a lot of different chemical families here, but you see esters are quite dominant, and so are alcohols in some of them, sesquiterpenes. So although they are quite colorful, they are still different than what we've seen with leaves, for example. So that's something you can play with. You can of course put more. So for example, you're interested in in uh, in all sorts of things, like you can do twigs and then cones, for example, and then leaves and branches, bark. Maybe I am interested in those. So let's see how these look like. So these are again different from what I expected. So that's one thing you can do with filter, and maybe perhaps deepen your knowledge in biology that way. Also tomorrow she will be talking about botanical families, so maybe you can also search essential oils in different botanical families. For example, this one is quite popular, so let's see all the essential oils in that family. And there you go, quite a lot. We have 57 essential oils right now in the database that are from that particular family. So that might surprise you, might not. You can see their similarities and differences. And just to get you playing, you can look at a single essential oil. This is the feature to compare them, so you can choose and then compare oils, or you can change your mind and compare different ones. And this is the option for your blending. We will talk about that later on when we come to that. If you click on the essential oil, then you get a complete view of the essential oil, very detailed, and we'll also talk about that on another lesson. But for today, I hope the introduction was useful for you and that you'll start playing in Dropsmith and discovering new things. So I'll talk to you tomorrow and have a lovely day ahead. Bye bye.